Hi, my name is Marc Atas. I'm from the law office of Marc J. Atas and Associates. My phone number is 410-752-4878. I'm located in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we're going to talk about the following question that I often receive from clients when they call about their case. Can I be fired for filing my workers' compensation claim in Maryland? The simple answer is yes, and the simple answer is no. And here's the reason. There is a Maryland criminal statute that says an employer cannot fire an employee for filing a workers' compensation claim. I have been practicing workers' compensation since 1980, and as far as I know, no employer has ever been prosecuted by the state's attorney's office for being fired for filing a workers' comp claim. Although you always have the right to go to the state's attorney in your county where you worked and ask if they would be willing to file charges. Why haven't charges been filed? Why is this not pursued? Because there are certainly people that get fired for filing a workers' comp claim. And the answer is that this is sort of a gray area, and here's why. The employer normally doesn't come out and tell you, I'm firing you because you filed a workers' comp claim, which is what this statute has been interpreted, that literally you filed a claim, and then the day after that you were fired because they saw you file a claim. So more often than not, while you may be fired for filing a claim, the employers aren't that blatant. So the perfect example would be you file a claim today, the insurance company gets, or the employer gets a notice of it tomorrow, and then you're fired. And you had been back to work and working, and your work was excellent after returning back to work. That would be pretty strong proof that you were fired only because you filed the claim. But employers aren't that stupid, so they're usually more devious about it. So typically what will happen is you file the claim, or they may fire you before you file a claim. So that's a problem because the statute says you can't be fired for filing a claim. There's no statute that says you can't be fired because you were injured on the job. So that's often used as an out. Secondly, you file a claim, they're notified, and then they may take a month or two before they fire you and come up with some other reason, like you weren't able to do the full requirements of your job, or come up with some other reason why you were a jerk at work, or that you weren't cooperative, or that they need to lay you off because they don't have any work. And then it becomes a muddied issue as to whether you were actually fired because you had a workers' compensation claim. The other problem is a lot of times employee's injured on the job and then he's out of work, and the employer needs the employee to come back to work because that's why they hired him in the first place. They need that employee there to do the job, and when they're not there, there's no one to do the job, and they may try and fill in for a while, but after a while it's impossible to fill in, and they just have to go out and hire someone else, or they may not even know whether you're ever coming back, and they can't wait forever. In those situations, it's not illegal for the employer to replace you and find someone else, at least under Maryland law. Now, there may be some protections under a union contract, so under federal labor laws, there may be some protections. There may be some protections if your employer has more than 50 people under the Americans with Disabilities Act. There may be some protections under the state of Maryland if your employer is greater than 15 employees because they have to give you leave. Sick leave and unpaid leave. But if you don't qualify under any of those particular circumstances, yeah, your employer is going to be able to basically lay you off because they need someone else to do your job. So while that may seem unfair, you may have worked there for 30 years and now they're not waiting for you. In the meantime, the employer's business still goes on. They need someone to replace you. So under that circumstance, yes, they can let you go or quote unquote fire you for what you would think is because you were injured on the job. The best way to avoid getting fired or laid off when you have a work-related injury is to keep in touch with your employer. I have clients who never call their employer, never follow up. Those people are going to be fired. The people that aren't going to be fired are the ones that call the employer, every day, every couple days, let them know what the status of their treatment is, let them know that they're still interested in coming back to work and how much they miss their job, and keeping your employer advised. Most employers are responsible people, and they feel bad that their employees who they've known for a long period of time are hurt and want to take care of them. It's when they haven't heard from you don't know what's going on or think you're gaming the system, those are the employees that are likely to get fired. So my main tip is when you get hurt, don't wait and say the employer should be calling you, they should care about you. Some people are better at doing that than others, and while I agree they should be doing that, a lot of them don't. It's your responsibility to call them, let them know what's going on, keep them advised, and let them know that you're coming back and that you want to come back and you're enthusiastic. If you follow those tips, it's very unlikely you're going to be fired for having a work-related injury. Again, my name is Marc Atas. I'm from the law office of Marc Atas and Associates. My phone number is 410-752-4878, and I'm located in Baltimore, Maryland.